This is a Touchstone Publishers presentation, your trusted source of leadership knowledge.
So let's go ahead and get started. For those of you that are here, we just want to review the SmartArt process a little bit and how it fits in the delegation process. For those of you who went after this whole hog and really went after it, you saw what you're starting to teach in this SmartArt is the actual process. And once we get that process in play and get that process truly taught, then people will have an easier time of remembering it, and they won't have so much of that coming back to you and saying, hey, I forgot this. What do I do here? What do I do there? Because you're going to do your delegation process and you have a piece of SmartArt that they can just go back to and refer to should that be the case. The SmartArt, though, should be detailed enough so that that's how I was judging them. Could I do the job that you're asking me to do? Of course, you would give me additional training on that and fill in all the details, but it should have been to the point where I could say, okay, I got this. Okay, give me some training. I got this. This is how this can work. So I want to make sure that that's how we take a look at it. So I want to look at this very first slide we have coming up here. And that slide is going to be a need for you to read my mind. Okay, and that's what we need to see sometimes happens. We sometimes feel like we need to be able to read. That person needs to be able to read our mind to do our jobs, do this process. But I want to take this quote from Sir Richard Branson because it really applies here. Complexity is your enemy. The more complex you build your delegation process to be, the more complex you make the task to be, the more it's going to become a sore point, an enemy for you. Now, he goes on to say, any fool can make something complicated. Okay, and that's sometimes what fools will try to do. They'll make it complicated so they can feel smarter about things. Or sometimes the truth matter is we make things complicated because that helps us feel better about ourselves. And then in his quote, he goes ahead and mentioned, it is hard to keep things simple. Well, what I've discovered, if you have mastery in your field, this allows you to make it simple. So you have to really know what you're doing. You have to have your art of leadership in place. You have to really know what's taking place. And so once we do that, then it becomes simple. It becomes simple. So let's talk about this SmartArt. Let's review it so we all can get there with it. Okay. First thing you do, I want to remind you that you can use Outlook, Word, PowerPoint, or Excel to do these. I'm going to suggest you get in the habit of using Outlook so you can do them. You don't have to copy and paste. You can just send it. And then once you get it all put together, you can just copy it right to your OneNote. So you have it for future. OneNote will come up later on. We'll work on that later on in the leadership process because that's how you're going to build accountability. But for now, just remember that once I built this in my Outlook, if that's where I built it at and I send it, I can copy that plus that entire email right into my OneNote so I have it for the future. Okay, so first button to push on, or first tab to push on, is Insert. The second one, you guys have all done this, is SmartArt. So we've already done that. It's just a quick review. Okay, you get your list here. Okay, you get all the practical ones on the left-hand side. It says whether, hi Valerie. It says whether it's a list, a process, a cycle, a hierarchy, relationships, and so forth. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys to start to think a little bit out of the box. See, people are going to learn best in the process when you engage them. Okay, so once you get them engaged, that's when they're going to learn best in the process. And I would like to ask you to avoid the blocks of text. Okay, you have to start thinking a little bit out of the box because we want to really lock people in and get them engaged. So here's something you would consider locking you out of the box, thinking out of the box, excuse me. All the way down, second from the bottom, they just have one that says pictures. Okay, now this is a kind of a powerful little one here. You select pictures, and the first, the one I selected is this that you see on the right-hand side. That's just pictures. And I want to show you something real quick. Where the red arrow is pointing to, if I just click on that icon for pictures, I'll get this screen right here. When I get this screen, it's to insert a picture. I can insert it from a file that I have, online pictures, or from icons. Okay, so I can decide what I want to insert in that picture right away. Okay, so this morning I chose to put a picture from our city park for our snowfall we had yesterday. It stopped snowing last night. It was miserably cold this morning. Not miserably cold, but it was 19 degrees this morning. One thing about snowfall this time of year, it'll be gone before I leave to go to the airport at noon today. We'll warm back up into the mid-50s and it'll be gone. It wasn't that much, but that's just what it looked like this morning from our city park looking toward downtown, toward my office. But you see there, I have the picture there. I can type my text right in there. I can do the same thing for all those blocks. So if you have a process that you want to show a picture on, start thinking out of the box. Now, there's not a whole lot of room for typing text here. This is why you got to get out of the habit of just tons and tons of text. A sentence, 3 to 5 words of key words that you want to use. That will get this across for you. That's what will get this across for you. Several different things. Here are some more things that you can do to set up so that people can feel like they're engaged. You get them out of the box here a little bit. Okay, get them to feel a bit more engaged in what you're writing there. Get them to feel a bit more like, okay, I have the process. I understand how this tree works now. This happens, this happens. If this happens, I go here. That's what's powerful about the hierarchy. Okay, do this, but if this, you do this. If it's this one, you do this. It's a powerful way to do that. It's a powerful way to do that. Okay? Be creative. Be different. Okay? Be creative. Be different. We want to engage those folks who are not used to doing the new process. You want to engage them so well on this piece of SmartArt that when you sit down to instruct them on how to do it, you're filling in the blanks and they can really just connect. So be creative and be different. Because here's what most documents look like. I don't know if you agree with this or not, but most documents are just full of text. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Like this Chinese writing doesn't make a whole lot of sense to any of us. But if you have a document like this, people may print it off, but when they go through it, they're going to get confused and get complex, and they can go through it again. So we have to be better about this. So I'd like to show you an example of one that really worked well. Okay, she chose this particular set of SmartArt, this SmartArt. So nice. It has some pictures in it. It has some different things going on it. I made it very well. And she took her plans. So once you clicked on the arrow for the text, which you guys remember that, she was able to take and put the information in. Let me show you how it turned out. This turned out very well. Pictures for each thing, a picture for onboarding, a picture for putting the puzzle together, and just 3 different pictures for 3 different areas. So if you look at, like right here, introduction to the program, this is very well done because here every sentence is 3, maybe 5 words, maybe a little bit more, but it's short, it's sweet, it's simple. She can fill in all the blanks when she sits down with this person and says, here's how you do it, okay? So look at it, tour the premise, introduction to staff. This is what they do to introduce themselves to the program. Okay? That's useful. Okay, so Candace is saying that she no longer sees or hear anything because the video is buffering. Anybody else in that situation? Because it looks good from this end. I know what I'm doing today, I have my phone out looking at what you guys get to see is about 30 seconds behind what I put out. But if anybody else is in that situation, let me know. We'll pause for about that, 5, 10, 15 seconds and see if anybody else is like Candace at this point. It looks good from here, but let's give everybody a chance. Okay, so Candace, looks like it might just be your connection on this. The good news is that once we finish this today, it's going to be recorded. But was not allowing me to chart. I can see good. Okay. So people are saying they see good, they're hearing good. For everybody though, and you can let your cohorts know, and plus you can share this. Once we get through the webinar, it goes into, and we're going to take a quick look at our team folder. You're going to see where all this stuff is in the team folder, so you can know where to go to it, and you can pull it back up and listen to it. Okay. So, but let's go back to this wonderful piece of SmartArt right here. So again, she started out with the introduction to the program. Then she said, okay, let's talk about personal responsibilities and professionalism. Again, keywords, short sentences to say, here's these things I need to take a look at. Confidential and professionalism, sign in, sign out procedures. You got to remember those, staff and children. When she does her actual training, Okay, so Betsy's having technical difficulties as well, but she's working on it. Okay, so we'll just keep on pushing through it. And again, remember, I'll show you in a couple minutes, so make sure that everybody knows how that your team site works. Okay, so and you can go look at this video one later on. Okay, but sign in and sign out procedures. She has everything there, 2 to 3 words. One, no, here's breaks. So when she sits down, so when Nancy sits down with these folks and says, "Hey, this is what I'm delegating to you." Okay, it's buffering now. Okay, let's go a little bit slower here. I don't know if it might be buffering because we're changing the screen size. Well, we'll make it shorter. We're almost done with the slides and almost done. This is supposed to be about 15 minutes. When we do these webinars, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to try it for about 15 minutes. So you're not spending your whole day doing this, and you can look at them real quick and easy. We're going to try to get at least 2, maybe 3 webinars in every single month, 10 to 15 minutes each. Okay, and so you're not able to chat. Okay. And that's going to be the pleasure when we switch to Teams. As soon as Microsoft finishes the upgrades, we'll be able to switch to Teams. You won't have to chat. You can just pipe up and talk. Okay, so that'll help a lot. Okay, but again, on this piece of SmartArt, so you see how engaging this is. Okay, how engaging, how powerful this is. It works really nicely. Okay, and again, in her actual text, she's not trying to do blocks of text. She's not trying to tell you everything you have to do. She's just giving you keywords. So when you sit down and train this person, when you show them how to do it, you got it. They got the written part. Okay. So show them, tell them, do it. You have all that part. That's how that all is going to come together for you. Okay. Let's shrink this back up here. Okay. So that's this. Okay. So that's this part. We got that handled nice and easy. So thank you very much for that. But remember, create. Be a lot more creative than what you have been. But have some fun. You still got to teach, but remember the bottom line of delegating is to develop people. To develop people. Don't forget, as you're delegating with people, as you're delegating to people, you have to be able to speak in their language and all those things. So we will continue down that path. We'll continue down that path. So let's see if we can pop into this Microsoft Teams. I believe I put it up here. Okay, let's do this for a quick second. Let's stop sharing. Now, the lighting that's going to come up here for me here that you can see in my video, I forgot my light, so it's really dark, so forgive me for that. But let's see while you look at that dark picture, it makes me think I'm in a cave, which it feels like I am. Let's get our team site up here so you can see how it all comes together and where all this information is, and then we'll be able to wrap up from that. Okay. Now, if anybody else has a question in the chat room, please feel free to go ahead and chat there. That'd be great. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and switch over to this so you can see how this works. Okay. Share. Microsoft Teams. Okay. So, Met team page. This is your team page. This so you can get a feel for how it looks. You have different channels, different things, and we're going to build out the channels. We're going to start building out the channels for EHS because you have a set of different concerns than maybe Head Start has, or different areas, or everybody's going to have a different concern. So we're going to start building out channels for that. But we'll have a general channel where general information goes into. So this is where we had some conversations with people and just general chat. Okay. One thing you should understand, even if you don't have Teams loaded on your computer, when we do webinars, you don't need to have Teams. They'll give you the link so you can just go straight to it on your Chrome or Edge browser. But I wanted to show you this so you see where things are. So because you do have Teams as part of your Office 365 suite, so you can download that and you have that set. You do have that. Okay. So constant improvement. We'll start putting some articles in there that might be useful for you in constant improvement. But going the extra mile. This is some reading material that I would suggest that you start to read. Okay, we'll put it in there all the time. When you click on going the extra mile, up on the top, there's a tab right there that says going the extra mile. Click on that, and that'll bring up the reading material for you. Okay. If you click on the hamburger menu, they call it, I'll show you what we have in there right now. Going the Extra Mile, Like a Virgin by Sir Richard Branson. Extreme Ownership, Think and Grow Rich. These are 3 books here that I would highly suggest you read. But I don't want you to get too concerned about, oh, he's giving us too much to read. I want you to understand that if you read this, Like a Virgin by Sir Richard Branson, what we have here is the summary, the Cliff Note version of these things. So they talk about recommendation, they give you the summary, what you plan to take away, and then they just summarize the book. What I will promise you is after you finish reading the summary, you have the essence of the book. Then it's up to you to decide if you want to go ahead and purchase the book. But if you get the essence of the book, you have that made. Okay, you get the essence of the book, you got it. Okay, Extreme Ownership. Okay, how the U.S. Navy SEALs lead and win. I put this book in here because you, as leaders of MET, you need to have that extreme ownership of your career, of your team. And you'd be surprised at how much of this level of ownership will serve you with MET. So that this book is in here for you. You can just go ahead and just read through that. Same thing. It'll probably take you all of 10 minutes to read the summary, and you'll have the book. Okay? You'll have the book. Think and Grow Rich. Now, here again, take you all 10 minutes to read the summary, but I am going to suggest that you go get this book. We talked about, I think, in workshop. You can get it online for 99 cents, 49 cents, sometimes even free if you go to Project Gutenberg. But that's where these things are. Okay. Media. That tab may go away. That's usually some YouTube tab, YouTube information, things like that goes in there. On demand. Okay. Well, here, when this is a recording made for using SmartArt, but what will happen is when we finish this and it goes ready to go to on demand, this is where you'll find it. You'll find it in this channel on demand. So you'll just click on demand, and you can click on that one, and it gets ready to go for you. And you just load it up and look at it anytime you want to. Every workshop we do, our PowerPoints will be stored in PowerPoints. If there's a PDF file that goes with it, we'll put it there. But that's where our PowerPoints will be from every workshop. So every PowerPoint slideshow that we've had it there. And then webinars live. So this will where you'll see some duplication because you'll see what we did today, but you also have it on demand. So there'll be some duplications there for you to take a look at. Okay, so that's where we'll try to put all these things. Now, but mostly webinar live will be for those of us who don't travel to the sites. Okay, and they want to watch once Microsoft finishes their upgrades. They want to participate, but they're not traveling on the sites. They'll be able to come to the webinar, to the event live, and we'll be able to see their comments and answer their questions, and they'll be able to participate in group discussions because their microphone will be live. It'll be a lot better for them. Okay, so that's how your Teams is going to work. We'll do a on-demand training for Teams, so you'll have that. I do need to speak with a couple other people there. Now, one other thing that I'd like to ask you to look at is here in this general section. I believe it's here in this general section. Okay. Okay, I'll find it for you, but we did a poll and said, what do you want to learn? And it had 7 different subjects in it, and only 7 people voted. And it looked like the people voted for the, there it is, team accountability. So there's a result so far. People voted. 71% people said the next topic we really want to get into is how to create team accountability. Okay, so we have team accountability, how to hire your dream team, creating emotional intelligence, time management principles using your Outlook, and the art of termination. Okay, those are the topics, and we only had 7 people vote so far. So if I'm gonna go by the vote, and that means next time we get together, we're gonna go to team accountability, and you're gonna love that because it points back to you. You're the one's gonna be accountable. Okay, so it points back to it's a good class, so I think you really will enjoy it. So that's in the general tab, and if you go online, if you go, yeah, you can go online, I guess, and also to your team, the page here, and vote if you want to. So we get that in place for you. So you just submit your vote, and it's easy enough to vote. You just click on which one you want and submit your vote. Okay, let's see. Where did I find the MET team page? Okay, so what we'll do is we'll resend out the link for it every time we have the Thursday meeting. We send out the link for it, but and I invited you. What I'll do, Carol, I'll go ahead and resend it out to everybody because I wonder if that got mixed up in the confusion. Whenever we do have our open office hours, whenever we do have that, we allow you get the link for it, and that takes you to that page. Again, you don't have to be a team application. You don't have to download anything. You can just do it from the website, Chrome or Edge. So we'll get that out to you again today, Carol, and everybody else, so that you know where that is and you can have it. You can just kind of save it, so you can click on it. Okay, that's where we are with that. Okay, let's see, what else do we need to cover? Like, I'll see you guys in December, but before I get back there in December, we're going to have 2 more on-demand webinars. Only one we're going to ask you to attend, but the other 2 you're going to have, so you can just get to it when you want to. And December, and then maybe again in January, we're working on those dates. We'll get those cleaned up pretty soon. So, any other questions? We'll give it just a moment there. So Carol will get everybody out the link so you can do it online until you guys get it locked into your systems for yourself. Okay, so because this team site is actually on my site, but it's your page, so we'll get that to work in. All righty. Okay, so just real quick, everybody who sent in their homework, great, absolutely fantastic, great, great. We will always try from Thursdays to have open office hours. So when you receive an invitation for open office hours, just remember you don't have to come in, you don't have to be there. Just if you have a question or if you want to ask something, go ahead and just jump into it. I do have it set up here for you that if you just want to have one-on-one time to say, hey, I'm struggling with this issue. What are your thoughts? You can set an appointment and we can just have one-on-one time. So you just shoot me an email and say, here's the appointment. Block out about 4 hours a week for that. I'm going to try to block out Mondays. Just between 10 and 2 to say, hey, we can talk for 30 minutes, just you and me. But if you have any drop-in questions, we'll do that on Thursdays from 10 to 2 your time. That may fluctuate as certain things take place, like last week, we had to do it on Wednesday. All righty. These webinars, we'll try to keep them a little bit shorter. We're at 26 minutes, so we'll try to keep them always down to between 10 and 15 minutes. And I will chat with everybody on Thursday, once the open office hours, and look for this to be the on-demand library in just a couple hours. All right, folks, have a great day.
Thank you for watching this presentation from Touchstone Publishers. Please subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when new episodes are published.